You guys are a fan of the Emporio Armani, Giorgio Armani, Emporio Armani Stronger With You fragrance line. You guys know I am. I spoke very highly of this and made a lot of my top videos. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the newest flanker, the third iteration of this particular fragrance, their third fragrance, the 2020 release, Stronger With You Freeze. You guys might be saying, wow, did you wear a lot of that already? So I'll get to that in just a second as we get into the video. If you guys want to know all about Stronger With You Freeze, stick around. The video's coming up next. Welcome back to another fragrance review. I'm Max Forti. If you guys, you already know, if you like to make a great first impression, smelling good is definitely a great way to start. Today's video, the third flanker, or the second flanker of the first fragrance here that released a couple years ago, Stronger With You from Emporio Armani. We had Intensely, and then this year we had Stronger With You Freeze, which just hit shelves. I don't know if this is quite available here in the United States, but this was actually gotten from Europe into myfragrancesamples.com, which is the place where I'm partners with. So I was able to get myself a partial bottle that I've actually been wearing for about a week's time now, week and a half. Hence the fact why the level is so low. So the presentation here, the juice color is going to be the same as the other ones. The only difference, or the main difference here, if you look them side by side, all three of them, the Stronger With You, the Intensely, and the Freeze, is going to be the bottle that is frosty. Everything else pretty much the same, the cap, the sprayer mechanism, the actual bottle itself. The only thing that changes is the frosty bottle. But from the frosty bottle, the first impression that I got from this fragrance, that this is going to be a more wearable, quote unquote, fresher version of Stronger With You, because Intensely was actually a very heavy, syrupy, very sweet, ambery kind of a fragrance. So I was actually a little bit excited about this one because I was looking forward to actually wearing Stronger With You more often. As I told you before, this particular one, Stronger With You, is my favorite to wear in the cold weather, and Intensely is actually a little bit too sweet for my taste, one that I don't normally gravitate towards or grab as much. So I was really excited to check this one out, thinking that this was going to be a more wearable, something that I could actually pull off all year round. Before I get into what I get out of Stronger With You Freeze, this is actually classified as an Oriental fragrance, and the perfumer behind this one is Julie Masset. So what do we get from Stronger With You Freeze? So let me give myself another blast here. It's actually my scent of the day today. Fragrance opens up different a little bit from the other ones. You still have that Stronger With You DNA or scent profile in the background, but the opening here is a superstar opening, very inviting, almost bright. There's a very nice hefty dose of citruses up top. And there's something about this particular opening that is actually very invigorating and brisk, almost like a minty effect that I get with the opening of this particular fragrance. But that bright opening, that fizzy, minty, brisk effect goes away within 10-15 minutes or less, depending on your skin. And you're going to be left off with pretty much that Stronger With You vibe. There's a couple different nuances here that will make it different than the other flankers. But all in all, you could definitely attest to its being, a counterpart of those particular Stronger With You fragrance line. Stronger With You Freeze, it is definitely fresher, it's definitely brighter and more easier to wear than the counterparts of this particular collection. But on my skin, I do also get a very floral, predominant kind of undertone in the heart and into the dry down. There's peony here, there's definitely jasmine, a ton of jasmine, which I do enjoy, and it's very well made here. And there's also different florals that play a role in this particular fragrance for sure, some yellow florals as well. But I definitely get a lot of jasmine, a lot of peony, and especially the jasmine. It's a very creamy jasmine in the heart of the scent. As you get into the dry down, 45-minute mark to the fragrance, you're going to get the patchouli, you're going to get a little bit of the amber wood that will take place here, which is very common to a lot of releases these days. And this particular fragrance in the dry down is going to be very, very similar to Stronger With You and Stronger With You Intensely. They all share this very similar dry down, which is a little bit, not upsetting, but a little bit uninspiring to me. I would like the beginning, the opening was so amazing, so breathtaking. I wish that opening would stay throughout the fragrance and it would actually take a different turn and dry down to a totally different scent. But it actually dries down to a very similar, not boring, but like I said, a little bit safe and very close to the counterparts Intensely and Stronger, especially Stronger With You. That is a little bit of a letdown for me. But overall, the opening and the mid are really the superstar of this fragrance, but it's only going to last for about 45 minutes to an hour. So you're going to have to reapply if you do enjoy the opening. So I would say if you do own the other ones, perhaps this could be a little bit redundant, but if you wanted something a little bit different in the opening and the heart, and you probably like this one altogether better than the other counterparts, I would say go with Freeze. But I do also think on the other side of the coin, that Freeze is going to be a more versatile, easier to wear fragrance. I think it's definitely more androgynous out of the 3 fragrances in this line because of those floral aspects that you get in the heart. And so I think it's more versatile. You can definitely rock this fragrance all year round, not just on colder weather as you would with the other 2 counterparts. So that's a plus here. If you're going out at night, going on a date, going to have dinner with friends, I think this is definitely going to do a great job. If you actually work at an office, this could also be a good office scent if you do like 2 or 3 sprays. So the versatility here is actually what sold me on this particular fragrance, and I perhaps will get a bigger bottle or a full bottle and will not just keep the partial here. But overall, a good release, not great, but one that you should definitely at least check it out. I think you might like this one over the other 2 counterparts, Stronger With You and Stronger With You Intensely. The other thing I want to talk about here is definitely more fruity than the other 2 counterparts. I do get a pear, apple / cherry type of a vibe here, which is different than what you get with Stronger With You and Stronger With You Intensely, which is more on the gourmand side of things. With those fragrances, you're going to get a nutty aspect, like a hazelnut, definitely more dense, more rich cocoa type patchouli that you get with those 2 fragrances. A lot more sweet amber with Intensely and Stronger With You. So again, if you wanted something a little lighter, a little fruitier, definitely go with Stronger With You Freeze. I think you're gonna like it if you thought those other 2 was a little too strong and too dense for you guys, for your taste. So what the Stronger With You Freeze reminds me of course it reminds me of the original Stronger With You in the dry down, but it also has a touch of tonka here, which I think it's not listed in the note breakdown, but I definitely get a tonka beans feel in the dry down, which also reminds me a little bit of Versace Eros. So if you like that fragrance, you're gonna enjoy this one. If you already own that fragrance, perhaps again, this will be a redundant release to you as well. So performance with this particular fragrance, Freeze, actually gave me 7 to 8 hours, which is really not bad. It pushes really nice for the first and second hour. Then it stays a little closer to you, but it will also give you a nice sensorial sillage. People will most definitely get whiffs and will definitely notice you with this particular fragrance. My final thoughts on Stronger With You from Emporio Armani Freeze, the latest edition. I do enjoy it. I like it. I don't love it. I think it's a good release. Perhaps it'll still take a second place to Stronger With You, the original, which is definitely my favorite from this particular collection. But I think you should definitely check it out. If you don't want to cough up the dough for a full bottle, again, it's brand new. You're not going to find this discounted as well. I don't think this is readily available here in the US. So here's your chance. You can actually check out my partner, myfragrancesamples.com, and enjoy 30% off, which is a code that's going on right now. The code is Together30, which will grant you guys 30% off, not only on this fragrance, but anything and everything site-wide. Right now, I'm going to have the code below, guys. Enjoy. And I was able to pick up my bottle from myfragrancesamples.com. It's actually a partial bottle. If you guys want partial bottles of this fragrance or other fragrances that you might love, but you want the full presentation, definitely inquire within, guys. I'm going to have all the information to myfragrancesamples.com. On top of the Together30, we'll grant you 30% off. You guys can actually ask questions about partial bottles of your favorite fragrances. If you want to buy a decant, but you actually want it on the full presentation, you could definitely feel free to inquire. Mark Mobley, my partner, will definitely indulge your requests very promptly. So that's all I have for you guys today on the new Stronger With You Freeze. Let me know down in the comments anywhere in the world if you guys have access to this particular fragrance, if you have tried it. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's redundant? At any given rate, guys, please drop your comment down in the comment section. Thank you so much for all your support, ladies and gentlemen. I do appreciate it. As always, remember, fragrance is emotion in motion, so wear what truly moves you. I'll see you again real soon.